see everyone's back here. So, before we get started on today's session, does anyone want to give me a recap?
Oh boy, where do we start?
So, I do want to preference as well that recaps will give inspiration depending on how much detail is given between what happened in the last session.
Light, you've been up the longest. I give you the torch. My head still hurts.
I'm sorry, I have to be the one to recap this?
You woke up at 4 a.m. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it either!
You
got
got
more
more
sleep
give a
than
recap
me.
and give you an inspiration point as well.
More time to compose myself, motherfucker, no!
That's how it works.
This is what I put up with, people. This is what I do.
You think I don't remember the I'll be 100% transparent. I do not remember the beginning of the session. I only remember the end of it. I'll be completely frank.
Well, we were talking. Oh fuck! You're gonna make me relook up the names I have written down, aren't you? Ah, bitch.
Hey,
We
we're
rescued.
talking
Talking to
we-
Mortlock.
We rescued
and then-
Oleg.
No. Holy shit! You're skipping so much. So no, we were finishing our talks with Mortlock, and they were going south, and then of course, other player.
Valsira.
Yeah.
Now, Sierra, I had it written down
There you go.
phonetically. I just had to, the gears were turning. Fell through the ceiling, right on top of Mortlock, and stabbed him. And that's when combat started. So then we
Yep.
proceeded to kick the living shit out of him, which was very funny. It's like, well, I guess this is what we're doing.
Fair, valid, heard.
Then the tiefling woman, whose
sorry,
name
I'm gonna-
escapes me,
Baulders gonna
took-
fucking have an
took the
aneurysm.
child with her, and we said our goodbyes, and she said if we ever need her again, she'll find us, which is cool. So then we were
sick.
looking through the rest of the dungeon, found a whole bunch of cool, pretties.
Cool, pretty,
fucking
pretties.
looted everything.
Yeah, we looted
Probably.
specifically one of them.
I would like to
was
backtrack real quick to clarify. The name of the tiefling lady was Vendetta Cress, and the little girl was Samantha.
Yeah, same.
I had those. I had them saved.
Perfect.
I was just going off of memory. One of them was a crown with
The 5 crystals.
the
the
five
gems.
chromatic dragon colors. It was very pretty, all that stuff. A lot of gold, a lot of silver, a lot of copper, yada yada yada. Then we found a room with 4 statues, one for each of the dead 3. I was fucking with the Merkle one. Pretty certain I'm cursed at this point. I felt weird shit happen. So that's fun. I gotta find a priest. Then after we got out of the dungeon, fucking finally, we were still in the bath. A guard was like, hey, can you guys give me your testimony? Because civilians can't be here. So we lied. And when he asked for all of our names, Valsira said no. And refused to give a name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But then hooded figures kind of got us out of it, and they told us to follow them. We're like, hey, who are you? Who are you? They just wouldn't tell us. Where are we going? They wouldn't tell us. Or like, we just followed
brought
them.
us to an alleyway, kind of
Yeah, brought us to
blindly
an alleyway.
following them into an alleyway like a bunch of morons, and then we got surrounded by like 20 of them.
Yeah, they're apparently cultists of Tiamat, and they're like, the things you took from the dungeon, give it. And I was like, before they told us who they were, I was like, oh, it's your stuff? Here's your crown. This is the only
Give
thing
away
I
the crown
took.
before we had any chance of like trying to negotiate. However, the 3 of us, me getting assistance from the other 2 because my charisma sucks, of course, were able to convince the guys. No, that's all we took. That's all we took. We
Yeah,
didn't
I
take
see
And
that.
then I was just talking to them because they're like, "Oh, hi guys," and I accidentally let slip that. I knew who Mortlock is, and I just
Your food's here, by the way.
it went downhill. I put my foot on my mouth. So then the combat started. So Light was like, "Oh yes, I see." So he just ripped the sewer grate that we were nearby and just went into the sewer. And then
Shenanigans.
Sierra
Here comes
also went into the
shenanigans.
sewer.
Shenanigans ensue.
I tried to jump into the sewer and grab Emmy because, she rolled fucking horrible for initiative. So she would have.
she got a nat 1.
I
Yeah,
literally
she
nat
got-
1.
She was going
Yeah,
last, so I tried to pull her into the sewer. That failed. So then they all just kind of grabbed her. As like, hey, if you don't get out of the sewer, she's dead. So Light climbs up, tries to
Halfway.
Indiana Jones whip her down, misses,
Grabs
hits
the leader.
captain instead. So now it's a really, really weird handoff situation.
And then And then I decided to say, fuck it, we roll again, we'll give it a go again. Accent surge, actually did it this time, pulled my girl down, and now we're down there with the captain as a hostage.
Yeah, negotiating with terrorists as they do. They were using fire-breathing potions to try and burn them from coming down.
Or at least
God,
damage
yeah.
as many as possible.
Right. And eventually, like, 10 of them got down. Like, fuck. So we tried to like slowly negotiate, start running, and then bad things happened. They were chasing us through. I almost got cucked climbing out of the sewer. We found a guard. He was like, same one who we talked to. He was like, the fuck are you guys doing here? Why are you covered in
You're
shit?
a first-class fire demon,
Yeah.
and I like your spark!
Wait, the children at TM just whistled at like guards. They all just fucking
my spark!
Well, it's not just 8 guards, literally the half of the police precinct that we were literally like 30 feet from.
Yeah, like eight guards like initially then, and then the fucking rest of the cavalcade fucking was like, oh, cool, let's kill them.
Get him.
Let's get them, boys. So then, because we're at the police precinct, we start going, and who do we see?
You're a
Who's the
first-class
special
fire
little
demon,
boy
I
we
like your
saw?
spark!
No. We saw first Terina.
True.
The first,
my
The person we care the most, though, the truest special boy.
the best lad of them all, the GOAT
Holy
himself, the
You're
man,
a
the
first-class
myth, the
fire
legend.
demon, I like your spark!
It was just us all fucking
my
because we all had a very, very bad day. Very bad day.
We essentially went to Vietnam. We went to Vietnam.
We had our nom.
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
to Vietnam, going down in the trenches and shit, fighting everything off. And fucking sitting there like they're in the fucking walls, man.
Yeah, the walls are on
they're
their
in
own walls, they're in the walls.
They're in the ceiling.
They're
Yeah,
literally
and then we spent
ceiling.
the last like 20 minutes of the entire session literally just giving Oleg the most amount of love possible, and then we walk off into the sunset like a JoJo ending.
Yes,
There we
truly,
go.
truly.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again. Until now.
Until this week. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Dice Demons fucking pee-pee. Whatever.
Dice demons fuck pee. Damn.
We're gay?
Everyone,
Shit.
because everyone had a say in the matter, you all get a point of inspiration.
It-
Yeah.
Yatta.
I said, Ole! Where do I fucking
So the
put
way
a
I'm going to do
point
this
of
point of inspiration, it's similar to a bard's inspiration, where in any moment, whether it's for an ability check, a saving throw, or an attack, you can roll a 1d8 and add to that for your roll.
Ooh, a D.
But you
Oh,
can only use
yeah.
it once,
Yeah.
Wait.
and you have it for just this game, so you can't like save it on for the next one, the next campaign. You got to use it for this one.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I should say next session. Now then, let's get back into it, shall we?
Let's
So-
fucking go.
You all find yourselves returning to the, I'd say the humble tavern where you had originally met with Mr. Red, where now you're returning with one of its proprietor employees. Beside your, or did you say that you were holding his hand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're just walking into to the tavern, like holding onto his hand, and he's just like ducking his head under it, making sure he can get by. Like he's just looking around. Everyone, the tavern is somewhat empty. Like there's like a couple of patrons like here. They're just kind of like mind their own bee, like doing their own thing. But Mr. Red, as he appears out, like just from cleaning a couple of cups, and he turns to his right, and he sees Oleg returning back through the door with you guys. He almost drops whatever's in his hand, just immediately, like almost like fast walk sprinting straight towards Oleg. Just kind of looks him up and down. Like, what? Oleg, did they? How did you? And before he has anything to say, Oleg just gives him like the biggest hug, where like he's like pulling him up. He's like, "Oh, missed you, Mr. Ray. Oh, I'm sorry I was gone. I'll make sure to do the dishes. I'll make sure I'll make something nice. It's okay." And Mr. Red just like puts his hand like on Oleg's shoulder. It's friend. It's all right. You just take the day off. It'll be all right. Are you sure, Mr. Red? Okay. I'd like to go sleep now. As he just like waddles off like back into the kitchen, and he turns to you three. Words cannot describe how thankful I am. To be honest, I thought we lost him. I thought that was it. How did you? Did you talk to just looking for the words to say. It doesn't know like what to grasp or even think of at this moment.
I'm gonna
'Cause it's
walk
been a
up to
while.
him. I'm gonna walk up to him and put my hand on his shoulder. It's like, look, we could talk about this later.
I want
Can
a
we
shower.
please get a bath, my man?
Can we get a
are
meal and a
covered
bath?
in God knows what. We are covered in God knows what. Let us just relax for a little bit. We've been through a lot of shit here.
Can we get a meal and a bath, please?
I want to sleep.
I guess
want
one
safety.
whiff of like all of you as a group, and like immediately he jerks back like, of course, just this way, and he guides you over to like a place. It's actually here on the map. So all of you as a group begin walking up to the stairs in this location, and I don't have another folder for this one, but we're just going to use the theater of our mind, where you walk up from the top of the stairs. You find there's a series of like there's a long corridor with a series of different doors. You make your way into one of them, and eventually you find out that there is like one of them is a bathroom where you can go into the tub, you can scrub yourself off. Like there's a couple of sinks, like different buckets full of water. So I'll say you spend the next couple of minutes. There's different baths, so it's not just the one room, but you all spend some time just like cleaning yourselves off, like from the sewer water and from staying like down there, like from a series of time. So then, once everything is cleaned up, and once you all find your way back into the tavern or downstairs at the tavern, Mr. Red then prepares like his own dish of like various different vegetables and meat like onto the plate and says it's on the house for rescuing Oleg, and he says that once again like I want to thank you guys so much for bringing Oleg back, and his deal was still up that he is still going to reward you for this endeavor, but for now just enjoy your meal. Please like any drinks, anything, like it's on the house. Before I continue, I'm just going to close my window. It's raining.
You're good. You're good. I would like to also point out real quick, why is John's character little icon down there so tiny?
I'm a small lad. I'm a tall lad, but I am a small lad.
It's just so funny to see it so tiny there.
He
If this is the character scaling, I want to see what Oleg looks like on the map, man. Holy shit, my man's gonna be wide.
Hey. Oh no, I am a little bit short, but it's mainly I'm just like small. I'm a frail lad.
He's baby.
I'm 24. That's not a baby.
Infant.
That's decently old in the medieval time.
You're fucking old. In real life.
Okay.
Damn.
So, you're all standing around from the lounge, enjoying some drinks, enjoying some food. What would you like to do next before you receive your reward?
I want to cry.
Can I roll for a breakdown?
Roll for a mental breakdown.
Breakdown.
Like, oh, everything we've been through. Yeah, you could roll for no. Also, you're just like eating through your meal, and like there's like tears in your eyes. Like it's been a while since you had like a delicious meal.
It hasn't been a while.
I roll a 2. I roll a 2 for breakdown.
Oh yeah, you had a breakdown, all right.
Fucking sobbing,
I'll
my
roll for the fun
food's
of it,
falling out of my
11.
mouth.
Before all of this, you all noticed that Valsir has been missing since you made your way to the tavern. I'll say, Elric, you were the first one to notice that while you were making your way back to the tavern, she just kind of wanders off into an alley where you turn to your right and she's just gone down the alleyway. You never really had time to question it or to call to see like where she went because everyone was trying to get back to the tavern as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But now, since you're back at the tavern, you can address it if you want, or you can keep it to yourself.
I'm gonna keep that shit to myself. I don't care enough.
Fuck it.
All right, perfect, yeah.
We're too
then-
busy repressing memories.
Yeah, I need to work on my repressing skills first.
Damn.
I need to level up first. Hold on.
God, this
So,
guy.
having enjoyed your delicious meal and having, filling your bellies with like some warm drink and some nice tune music playing in the background. There's like one guy on the piano, just like like solemnly like playing like some classic tunes. You
Bitchin'.
hear the footsteps of Mr. Red making his way down from the top portion of the tavern, as he stands over the lounge and exclaims to the rest of you, "I would like to conduct business within my own quarters if you join me," and proceeds making his way upstairs.
Sure.
Fuck it, we
Alrighty.
will.
All right. You all make your way up. You find yourselves back into the same room in which you originally conducted the deal in order to set the plan about saving Oleg. And from it, oh god, names. What was the Tiefling lady I gave the name to?
The
Instead
first
of
one
doing-
or
The first one, yes.
Tarina.
Yeah.
Tarina, thank you very much. Tarina's in the room as well.
Oh, neat.
And she's sitting off in the corner, just filing away at her like long black fingernails, where
Ready to
one
suck
extends.
my pee.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For context, in the first session there was an orgy. It's a whole thing. But anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't
then-
an orgy. It was just a threesome.
It was a
Basic-
threesome
well,
and
yeah.
I got
An
fucked.
orgy involves at least 5 people.
You know what? That's completely fair. Yes, it was just a threesome. Sorry.
God.
Alright, I just
By the way,
got
people,
fucked real quick.
There were connections. There were connections made, man.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You
yeah.
got
There's
pegged.
definitely connection.
Shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
you
You
probably
got pegged.
And it still lasted.
Yeah,
So
we
she
both
retracts
fucking
one of her
rolled.
long fingers like back into her finger, and she looks back to all of you like now approaching, and she gives like a very like wavy finger exclaim as soon as you walk in with a generally like cheery smile, seeing you all back together. And when you make your way in, Mr. Red promptly asks her, "Thank you very much for your assistance earlier. I will contact you again should I have another contract." Oh, darling. As she stands up and like gives him like a little pat like on the shoulder with a little flick of her tail up in his ass. "You take as long as you need." As she walks out the door.
Oh no.
As she leaves the door, Mr. Red takes out like a little handkerchief like from his coat and just begins like rubbing like the sides of sweat off his head like that woman is going to be the death of me. As he sits back into the chair. Now then, thank you all for fulfilling this contract for our employee. I wanted to bestow you the right amount that we agreed on. As he pulls out the small chest, he opens it up with a key and hands you a pouch that contains 200 gold pieces to be spread amongst you equally.
Okay, okay.
Oh, one of us is missing, so this is gonna be a
They
bit
were
of a...
part of the contract
Yeah.
anyway.
To be fair, yeah, Mr. Red does not know they exist.
Exactly.
True.
He does
That
not
is-
know that they're a person.
That is true. Let's see.
Side note, Samantha and who is the chick with her? I'm just writing the names down again. I lost my notebook.
Vendetta?
And then
Vendetta Crest, if you want the full
Yep.
name.
Thank
Alrighty,
you.
now, in terms of fairness, I need everyone to reveal their wealth, because person with the most gets the least.
$185 dues.
I don't think I've been keeping track.
Oh, well,
I
we can split it
gave
amongst
you
like 3 ways. Like just in the
So
200 gold.
much silver.
I know.
I was gonna say.
Because
Did you-
I have your gold from when we got the bounty thing.
Yeah.
So I don't
mean the
remember
silver.
how much was that bounty, because I have both of our bounties. Because I took yours because I looked at you because you couldn't
yeah,
figure
you're
out how
the
much
ninja.
it was. So how much was that bounty?
I'm pretty sure we got.
fucking remember.
I'm pretty sure we got well over like.
Well over
500
100.
gold. I know, we're like 500 for all 4 of us. I'm pretty sure. It was an absurd number.
So 500 for like each or divided?
That was total.
No.
That was total for
Okay.
everybody involved. So
I'm
split
gonna
amongst us.
say just 200 gold. And then whatever the fuck amount of silver I had.
Which bounty was this earlier?
Question. I don't remember. I'll be honest. I just know we had like a handful of gold just given to us because we
So
completed the
first
bounty.
off, Emmy, you have 10 gem eyes worth 10 gold pieces each and 1,250 silver pieces.
Yeah, I don't get any gold.
Nope.
1,200 silver pieces.
No, everybody gets the amount. You're just getting the least.
So
Yeah,
there-
two
it's
people
split
get
evenly.
68 and
Yeah.
no, not 2 people. Two people get 67 and 1 person gets 66.
I get this 36.
There we go then. There we go. That's how we split it.
Math.
Math.
Hell yeah.
So this is what I'm saying, DM. If you want to adjust. So with the gem eyes, I'm just putting it into the gold pile because I don't want to make a new item.
You have it sorted.
Yep.
Fuck you.
So it's 300
I-
gold and 1,200 pieces.
50.
250
1,250 gold, not
Yeah.
gold, silver pieces.
silver pieces.
Which is essentially 125 gold
Yeah.
there.
And then, yeah, when we add in the 66, I got it 366 gold. Does that seem about accurate for the time frame? Considering I also have Fuck Sticks bounty.
Yeah, around something like that.
I will start keeping
I'll
track
have
of
to.
that.
Yeah,
You have
I'll
to go
back
back.
the book, like just double in case, yeah. But it's all good.
I have an amount.
Let me double check.
We'll figure that out later.
It should be here from the treasure room. That's the stolen goods. The torture chamber. Oh god, yeah. That's where you met your wife.
Ow.
Let's see. Tiamat's stolen treasure. That's it. So, what did you say you had?
I had collectively, because I haven't spent anything,
Yep.
366 and gold and 1,250 silver pieces.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
Right, just double checking. Perfect, yeah. Does anyone else have any items that they wish to convert into gold?
I don't think I had any other items besides just the fuck ton of weapons everybody's collecting.
Yeah, besides
Completely
the
fair.
fucking loot goblin over there, nothing else.
Yeah, no, like I've been looting weapons, but hey, if anyone else lose weapons, I got you. I am
You fucking-
strapped the fuck up. I am strapped.
You see, this is my husband. I get to keep him.
So,
Hey man, when we say throw the kitchen sink and everything at them, I got it. I got this.
after
Yeah,
all
literally
that,
don't throw the kitchen sink.
And once the gold has been distributed as well, he then advises that once the contract has been complete and after you've eliminated one of the dead 3 cultists, Mr. Red does recommend that you return back to Captain Zodge and report back that you've completed one part of the contract in hopes that, like, depending on whether or not the matter, like, he might pay you, like, early, like, for, like, a fraction of the agreed reward, or unless, like, he's asking you to hunt down all 3 of them, in which case it all depends on, like, what you decide to do with that. But all of it is put together. So, after that is finished, Mr. Red then brings up another offer after, like, everything has been established. But he opens up a book, but before he goes through it, he does turn back to the rest of you. You know, you've all been gone for some time since the disappearance of Olog. Did anything happen upon your leave? Like, did you encounter anyone of the guard that may have been acting suspicious, or anyone of the Flaming Fists in particular? And you do see that his eye shifts upon asking that.
Shady guards. I mean, there was that one guy that arrested those dudes that we ended up fighting. This was after we got the info from that one lady.
He wasn't Flaming Fist though. He was.
It
a
wasn't
Harper.
Flaming Fist. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It was just
like
a Harper.
Yeah.
Besides
He-
that, it's just been city guards.
He sounded creepy. Yeah. Other than that, the city guards initially. Those guys were pricks.
Oh god, yeah.
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 So
That's it pretty much. Just besides the first guys that ended up taking Oleg in the first place. Not much else.
I think
And the guards that we talked to later on at the bathhouse, but besides that, no.
Okay.
I mean, they weren't bad. He was just trying to do his job, man. He was just an investigator.
Home
True.
skillets. I think I found the name of the missing towel dude. I found my
Oh,
book.
God.
What?
oh,
found
nice
What
one.
was his name?
Yeah, the
So
manager.
I have Zodge, Big R,
Captain Zodge, yeah.
Big R,
Holgar.
Cigar, yeah.
Big, oh
uh,
yeah, Mr. Red.
a wreck. I think that's Oleg. I meant to say Oleg, and I just fucked it up. Tirina, I'm an idiot. Okay.
Yeah?
I didn't have it. Never mind. Fuck. I thought
Damn.
I did.
No!
You didn't even have Sir
No.
Arthur, the guy who's a Harper.
No, I didn't have him
Yeah.
because we fought him.
No, we didn't. We didn't fall
No,
Sir
he
Oh,
Arthur.
we did it.
He
Almost
arrested.
helped.
He arrested
Oh.
those people at the second tavern.
Oh.
Yeah. The guardsman that actually helped and was nice,
Yeah.
somewhat nice to us.
Because he's a
Albeit
Harper.
little
They're good
creepy.
people.
He was a little creepy, I'll be honest.
Nah, he wasn't. It wasn't that bad. Also,
Um,
if you've seen Honor Among Thieves, you'd know the Harpers are trustworthy.
But I haven't.
I did see that movie actually.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Oi, 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 oi.
Trustworthy inputs. Decently trustworthy.
You described that guard that was asking you questions and everything, and Mr. Red kind of like shifts his eye up a bit, and like he's taking in all the information you're explaining to him. He then narrows his gaze and explains that recently there has been an uproar of the guards, specifically the Flaming Fist, like rummaging through houses, asking the whereabouts of particular individuals, not really giving much like information on who they're looking for. It's quite vague, and he was generally concerned that it might have been involved with you guys in case anything happened while you were gone, or if you had, been in cahoots with anyone that might have been causing any trouble, or like any, you know, dealings or distributions that might have been like a bit off. Because he adds this, he also mentions that a group came by within the tavern that wasn't part of any of the guardsmen. They weren't harpers. They weren't the Flaming Fists. They didn't have any emblems or representations. They're part of any form of like guardsmen or faction. They simply wandered in, like all simultaneously. They were wearing the same garments, the same hoods, and one of them asked a question regarding the location of Elric, into which he told the truth. He doesn't know where Elric was, or where's the last time they were seen. They kind of just went off and did their own thing. Like they're better off just probably looking for him out there.
Yeah.
And so they went off, and he wanted to inform you as quickly as possible that there are strangers in hoods looking for you.
Out of character, real quick. Are these the guys we recognize as the guys that we had to fight in the sewer? In terms of this description?
From the description, it's too vague to know whether or not they are.
Yeah, we don't know.
Damn it.
They could be those guys or the guys I might know.
Hmm.
They might be my home slices.
They
You can
might be
ask him
your
like more
fuck
questions if you
asses.
want. But he'll have to also make a history check as well. Alright, go for it.
So, did they say why are they looking for some shit?
They were just looking for Elric.
Were you able to see any of their faces? Or were
He
they wearing
says-
hoods and you couldn't see anything?
Based on his role, can you make a persuasion check to see if you can assist him on remembering, or a persuasion or history, in terms of like how much
wait.
information you're asking?
Well, Sag, I did persuasion, and that's the higher of the two bonuses, so only a 6. Kill me.
Okay.
Damn.
He ponders for a moment about the description of their faces, or like the one that was talking to him specifically. He only mentions that only his like bottom half of his mouth was really visible, but from what I could tell, he had very nice teeth, but one of them was golden. Everything else, from his voice to how he presented himself, it seemed like he would be part of the guardsmen. He had a straightened posture. He had a way of presenting himself in public, but there was just something about like the way he was asking about you, or what he wanted. It was just off. I don't know really how to put it, which is why I was concerned when he asked about you, because I wanted to find you as quickly as possible.
I
But-
appreciate you telling me.
Well, I look out for my patrons, and he kind of like scratches back like side of his like, I look out for my friends too. But anyway, now
Aw.
down to another potential business opportunity I want to distribute with you three, as now he opens the book. So, as you could probably tell within our predicament, the tavern itself is not in the most pristine condition that it originally was. There have been a lot of rough rounds, like there have been a lot of bar fights, there have been some ruffians here and there that have damaged some property. As you look around, so like a plank of wood falling from the roof. Bless you.
Thank you.
But I believe I've put together a means of restoring this tavern to what it originally was. And I believe that if you wanted to assist in such a manner, bless you,
Salute.
I could greatly reward you for such an endeavor. If you're interested, of course.
What would you need us to do?
Well, simply put, we'll require certain materials in order to re-establish this once great tavern how it originally was. On top of that, it's not exactly going to be cheap in terms of the financing, and the other part of it is the patrons that are required in order to help continuously extort the funding that's needed for the tavern itself. So, materials, money, and patrons, that's what we're going to need. Luckily, I've done all the heavy lifting. I've put together a system in which we can follow, and if you're willing to assist, I can share with you the system and what we can do, like even starting today if you wished. But that's all down to you. If you're too busy, it's completely understandable. It's just something I thought in the back of my mind while looking at this rundown old ramshackle of a tavern.
Well, I'm interested.
Lisa?
We just have to see what happens with the captain's orders.
Of course. Well, there is no rush. This place is still standing as the way it is. But if you are ever interested, and he hands you the book, here are some of the plans I had in mind. Who wants to read over the book?
I will.
I'll read out the book.
Oh, fuck you.
I'll say, I'll say like all of you like just like reading off like who's like calling it out basically like in character.
Oh,
So while
You're the
looking through the
sneaky,
book,
sneaky person.
it's at the moment you flick through the series of pages, and all of them go into details about different constructions, furnishings, repairs that are all related to damages that have been recently abrupt within the tavern itself. But the very first page just indicates 3 essential requirements. The first one is bedding, the second one is band, and the last one is bar. So bedding details the reconstruction of like a lot of broken beds that have been found around the tavern, or like maybe uncomfortable beds, or like improving them in some way, shape, or fashion. And in game, if you decide to go with this option, if it's fully like you gather materials, you gather the right funding, and as time passes, the next time you want to use the bedding in this tavern, you will gain 1d4 temporary hit points.
oh no.
So that's the bedding.
Oh,
But there's specific leveling to each of this. So then after the bedding, there is the band. Band requires someone of musical talent to construct a band. So you need to get some, like other musicians involved for this part. And hopefully it'll then establish like an evening, weekly form of entertainment where enough patrons can then visit and then begin spending their money both for the band and for the tavern itself, which will then accumulate more money for the tavern itself. And in doing so, from accumulating a large amount of band, you can then, as a group, obtain anytime you want to start a performance in the tavern. You roll your performance, you add your proficiency, you then multiply that by 2, and that's how much gold you earn for the evening.
Damn.
so guess whose
That's-
job that is?
Well, you're the
That's
only
if
one
you decide to
musically
go for
inclined.
that one. And
We
of
have
course, there's
multiple
leveling to
choices
this as well.
Yeah.
The final one is bar. So the bar is as explanatory, just like repairing the bar, like the tavern as a whole, where like all like the broken furnishes and like maybe like fixing it up a bit, making it look a little bit nicer, like doing some more repairs. In doing so, if you decide to go with repairing the tavern, you'll end up finding some rooms that, once repaired, have some level of a storage facility where you can then set up or establish some maybe alchemy tables or smith tables, or places where you can go back to and either construct specific crafting materials, such as like alchemy or weapons or whatever the cases might be. And then this also exceeds in levels as well. Each of the 3 have 5 levels. The first level for the bedding is just setting it up and getting the funding and getting the materials. And for the band, it's getting the band together and establishing a weekly performance. And for the bar, it's gathering the materials and finding some construction workers in order to have it established. Depending on which one you choose, when you reach level 3, that's when you gain the first benefits of that chosen specific, what do I call this, construction. So if you're going with beds, if you manage to do the beds, and if you get to level 3, you get your 1d4 temporary hit points when you decide to use those beds. And if you get to max level 5, it becomes 2d4 plus your proficiency for temporary hit points at the start of the day, anytime you sleep there.
Nice.
And then there's more benefits like with the band as well. If you get band level 3, you then, as established, you get your performance plus proficiency multiplied by 2. That's how much gold you get. If you get to max level 5, it's performance, proficiency, and multiplied by 4. And that's how much gold you earn that evening for that performance. If you decide to go with bar and repairing the bar, you at level 3 can officially have one room where you can set up either a place where you can cook, a place where you can craft, a place where you can repair. And then when you get max level, you get 2 rooms where you can set those up.
Okay.
This also will visually change the tavern as well, where it might then unlock more patrons, it'll unlock more potential quests for you guys as well, where more bounty operators will come by and they'll put more bounties on the board as well for you guys to pick up with. But as of now, those are the options if you decide to go with any of them.
Nice. Sounds
Where
interesting.
Mr. Red pipes up his intervention on this as well. Honestly, it's really not just about helping the tavern, but helping you lot for what you've done for me as well. If there's anything I can do to help, get you started on any of the chosen you want here, let me know. I'll call some people, I'll set things up, I'll gather some constructions. Whatever the case may be, you won't be alone on this. I'll do my part to help out for this old ramshackle of a place. But
Thank you.
that's discussion for another time, if needs be. Right now, I received word from our lovely. Fuck, was her name Tarina?
Serena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. God, I'm gonna have to write the names down quickly. I've
Mr.
received
DM.
word from our lovely Tarina of the escapade that conspired outside the bathhouse. She began asking some questions around, and word has spread that what was his name?
Which one?
One of the Van Tampers, Mortlock, has gone missing. It's believed that he is either dead or he's fled the city. No one really knows. But I would imagine this was your inevitable doing, considering that he was part of the Dead Three.
Out of character, do we want to... Out of character.
I
Dude.
trust him.
You want to tell him that we absolutely fucking kablooied this man?
I mean, might as well. He gave us the job to check the place out.
Yeah.
I deadpan look this man in the whole ass facey face. And I go, he won't be a problem anymore, because we fucking blew him up.
He looks to you, and if you're expecting, like, a surprise or like a sense of shock, he chuckles under his breath as he extends his hand to shake yours.
I shake his hand. Fuck that man.
Well done. Indeed, fuck that individual. Well, then that would leave one down and 2 others to go. Now, after these events transpired, my sources have been attempting to locate the whereabouts of the other brother. However, have you had any luck in locating his whereabouts yourselves?
Well, we have an idea of where he might be. If not him, then an associate or affiliate with him.
I see. And this location, is it residing within the city or is it outside?
It's in the city, Motion Alia to
The-
show the note.
I hand note.
Oh, you show the note. Oh, okay.
I
He reads
hand
over the note.
note.
Perfect. He reads over the note, examining it very carefully, and he walks up to the door where you guys walked in, knocks it 3 times, and one of the staff open up. Where it's the staff member is this normal humanoid-looking individual with blonde hair. Like he's got like some regular cleaning garbs. Like he's carrying a broom when he opens the door, and he looks at Mr. Red. Mr. Red hands him the note. He looks back up, he nods, and the door closes. He walks back over to the chair, sits back down. My sources will do their best to locate the whereabouts of this individual, this so-called Low Lantern. That's from my knowledge, a newly established tavern within the city. If this information is correct and his whereabouts have been confirmed, I shall let you know, and I will do my best to keep this as conspicuous as possible for your benefits. Once the
Word is-
information returns,
The word is inconspicuous.
my apologies, inconspicuous.
Conspicuous is basically
your
going guns
ass.
blazing.
Well, it's up to you. You want to be conspicuous, do you want to be inconspicuous? He says jokingly.
Let's be
Inconspicuous,
inconspicuous
please.
for now. I mean, if we want to blow up the city, we'll blow up the city when we get there. But keep things under wraps for
now.
Crazy.
I look
What a
over at
show,
my
yeah, it
husband
would
and I
be.
say, can we not blow shit up, like, for once? Like, I know that's your, like, habit. And, like, that's why we've had to rebuild the house 2 times. But, like, could we fucking not do that?
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
look to the wall.
He
Oh,
chuckles
this
at
guy.
that, and he then pulls out, just like from the drawer, a small stone, which he plants into his ear, and takes out another and hands it to you, Alia.
I shove a stone in my ear. Yeet.
Upon holding onto the stone, you're immediately sensed with some form of magical essence radiating from the stone itself. If you want, you can make an Arcana check to decipher what exactly this stone is.
I'm Arcana checking immediately. I love how I have expertise. If I fuck this, I swear on my life.
Oh, magic.
You know what?
funny.
10. Fuck me.
With
rolled a 3.
expertise, what?
Yeah, it's a 3
Oh,
plus 7.
Yeah.
my god.
It hurts me.
Alright, so
Shits and giggles, I wonder.
well, even with a 10, you can decipher well enough that this is a low-leveled form of magical artifact. This is incredibly common around a lot of, like, magical areas. Like, people normally use this thing. You're trying to remember, like, just the top of your head. Oh, what was the name of the spell? It was And then Mr. Red like pipes up message. And you're like, that's the one. That's it. So these stones contain the word message, or contain the spell message, where you can. It's basically like a really old version of like a walkie-talkie, where you dispense information to one user, and that user can dispense it back.
Neat.
Cool.
Though it can only activate for like a certain amount of hours throughout the day, so you can only use it like once or twice, depending on what stone you're given. But this one,
Mr. President.
you can only use it once a day before it requires to recharge throughout the day.
Okay.
He explained, and this is normally because of the size of the stone, where you can actually fit it into your ear. So
Boob.
he explains that its purpose and its functionality is designed for stealthy operations, and as such, it can only disperse one message to the required user. That has, if you're talking to someone that has the stone, you don't need to do it like one at a time. It can be like back and forth. But if it's someone who doesn't have a stone, you can only say one sentence to them, and then they can't reply back.
Alright, so like if I wanted to yeet a message at Elwick for whatever reason, I can be like, don't fucking do that!
Yeah, it'll reach to him.
Beautiful. But
Though
with
it does have a distance. Let me double check.
Fugstick McGee, Mr. R, I could be like, hey yo, what's up, dude? And just have a conversation with him like we're on the phone.
Oh,
just
yeah.
permanently.
Funny.
Does that mean he could hear the shit we're doing? So if I'm just like fighting my ass off, you just hear
So when you're speaking to someone that doesn't have the stone, the range is 120 feet.
Okay.
But when when you want to speak to someone that does have the stone, the range is 300.
Okay.
Okay. But does it behave like I'm permanently on call, or is it like a walkie-talkie? I have to intentionally be like, message, do the thing.
I believe.
104.
Yeah,
What's your business over? Just gotta fucking do that shit.
10
Uh,
for rubber
someone that-
ducky.
For someone that does have the stone, it's a normal conversation. But if they don't have the stone, you have to specify that the spell has to end.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if you attempt to just continue to talk, the spell will just end abruptly.
Oh,
Gotcha.
love that for us.
It just sounds hilarious. He like grabs the stone and listens to it. He just hears us screaming.
Oh, that can't be going too well.
Reminds me of what was it? I think it was Modern Warfare 2, where they're like the Russians start invading, and it's all quiet, and then it's like, we're getting attacked over here. They just hear gunshots and shit in the background.
Oh Jesus!
For real,
Now-
for real.
For the use of the stone, it can only be activated once it's placed in the ear, and it has to be held in the ear so you have to put your finger up to it. But if you want to remove it for any point for any conversation, you can just take it out, and it deactivates.
Alright, I'm gonna shove that shit in my ear hole.
Perfect. So it's now activated. So at any time you want to use it, you press it into where you placed it into your ear, and you can talk to anyone.
Can I
Well-
look?
Anyone within 120 feet that doesn't have a sending stone
Okay.
or a message
Oh
stone.
god.
Can I look at Mr. R in the face, put my finger on the stone, and go, what's up, dude?
So you know when you put two microphones together and it creates
Ah.
this like echo
Feedback loop.
like yeah,
Feedback
feedback
loop.
where everyone in the room is like, ah, fuck, and like Mr. R immediately takes out his one, which cuts it abruptly, and so he puts it back in. Is like, maybe make sure that you're within a distance before you do that again.
Please.
Okay.
Please. Yeah.
Okay.
You actually hear everyone in the tavern like just like moan and groan, like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Hey! I look at Mr. R and I'm like, hey, if we're ever in shit, I could just look at you and I can fucking noise bomb the place.
No.
it doesn't do any damage.
No, but at least would piss everyone.
Disruption.
Like, it would
Maybe,
distract people.
maybe, yeah. Who knows?
So like if there's a fight
Would
going
that-
on in the bar, I could be at the band, like on the band playing on stage, right? Vibing. I see this big ass bar fight break out. I look at Mr. R and I just fucking sound nuke the place.
Jesus. From actually giving you the sending stone, he does bring up the fact that he has connections within his faction, that he can gather specific items or magical artifacts that you might be familiar with, and if he finds them, you give him the money, and then he will send out people to retrieve it and bring it back here. Though it would take a couple of days, depending on the item. So, out of game, out of character, if any player wants to gain a specific item between common and, I'll say for now, uncommon, and it'll increase if you increase all 3 points within the bar's ledger. So if you manage to level up the beds, if you manage to level up the band, and if you manage to level up the bar, the requirements for the magical items will increase from uncommon to rare, and then so on and so forth. It'll get more and more and more. So for now, you can only retrieve. It'll take like a couple of days, maybe even weeks to retrieve a common, but it might take longer to retrieve an uncommon. It depends on what you're looking for.
Makes sense.
So you can discuss about that either like in the middle of the game or after the game. You decide to go back and talk to Mr. R about looking for a specific item, or even now if you wanted to.
Gotcha. I'm gonna step away real quick. I need to use the restroom.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time. We should then take our first interlude break
Alrighty.
after somewhat of an was this an hour into the game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is an hour into the game. Holy shit! All right,
Alrighty. First break.
first break, people. Woo!
Break time number 1.
BRB.
Let's spell slots. Let's think of a cheeky.
You know what, John?
What?
Fuck you.
Why? Just why?
Guess why not?
So what the fuck do these items do?
You excited to go to Virginia?
Yeah, why are you telling Stream that?
Oh shit. Hey, I didn't say where. No one knows where you're at.
Because I didn't tell you where.
Good.
This fucking guy.
Don't this fucking guy me.
I will this request.
Oh, okay.
Uncommon and common.
Let's do real quick recap on what the fuck I just asked for.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Reg explains that he can bestow upon you a magic item, either of common or uncommon sequence, and each one has a particular cost and a particular request order. So it might come in a couple of days, might be a couple of weeks, depending on the item you're searching for. And Alia, you requested for a scroll of healing word at 3rd level. So he notes that down. He explains to you that because the spell itself is actually pretty common, he could probably find a scroll within a day or so and report back to you when it's located. Into which he then places his finger onto his. Oh no! Before he does that, he asks you for 50 gold because it's an uncommon request.
Yep.
So you bestow him the 50 gold. He puts his finger onto his ear with the sending stone, and he simply just says, "A magical scroll of healing word, 3rd level." Okay, thank you, and puts it away. He then turns back to the rest of you. Do you have any requests?
I would like a cloak of protection.
A cloak of protection. All right. As he goes through his list as well, that he might have it in stock. Let's see here. Oh, loads for me. Oh, there we go. Where in God's name?
Somewhere.
Just to
There
explain.
we go. Found it.
I'll let you go first. I'll explain.
No worries. It is a uncommon. Okay, so that's going to be 50 gold pieces.
Yep.
He looks through his ledger and he sees that he actually has one within stock.
Nice.
I had him with the 50 gold.
Perfect. Same thing. He takes the gold. He puts his finger onto his earpiece. A cloak of protection. Perfect. Thank you. For that one in particular, we actually do have a few remaining within stock. It should be here within either a couple of hours or within a day, depending on transport.
Okay.
Oh, 1 minute. He puts his finger back into his earpiece. It's me. I see.
Oh, no.
Perfect. Thank you. Your healing word has been recovered. They shall have
Jesus
it
Christ.
dispensed to you either within a couple of hours or within the day, depending on transport. Now then, Mr. Mercer, is there anything that you wish to request?
I mean, there's always the funny option you could choose.
What do you mean by funny option?
You could ask for a deck of illusions.
No!
No,
No,
that's not the
you
deck
know
of
what's
many
funnier?
thing. This one just makes illusions. It's very
You know what's-
funny.
You
You
can.
know what'd be funnier?
What?
A cape of billowing.
Ah.
What?
Do you not know about the cape of billowing, where it's just a cape that makes it look like there's wind always beside you and it billows into the wind? So you look like a fucking superhero.
Oh, that's funny as shit. What the fuck?
I want
Okay,
that.
That's all it does. It gives no
Nice,
like
that's-
tactical advantage whatsoever. It's just it billows.
Style points.
Hell yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Could've
that's
been an
funny.
ogre. Funny.
To explain to
Okay.
my comrades the healing word. So I explained it to John. Because we're getting ourselves in a lot of shit situations. Having it like pre-prepared on the side for when I'm out of spell slots, because it won't cost me a spell slot to use it. It's just there. So in case shit hits fan, I can just be like, ah, yes, scroll, fuck.
Lovely.
And I will be doing that now that we have that option, is fucking just having like a little book of scrolls, just be like, find the one I want real quick.
I mean, might as well, right?
I thought about doing 3rd level magic missile, but I was like, that's stupid.
It's funny but stupid.
That's how it works, though.
Alright, that is my next
sorry.
spell I'm grabbing, is magic missile.
What were you looking for?
What's up?
Nicholas, what was your request?
I'm still looking at items that I could potentially
Oh,
grab.
sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. You're good.
Now
you're
make
good.
sure they're not like custom items, because some
Yeah,
fucking
obviously.
websites are wacky when it's like, oh, you'll
Yeah.
type in items in 5e,
I mean,
and it'll give you a whole bunch like the custom ones. And you're like, what? Why?
on D&D Beyond, if you go into inventory and manage inventory, it actually does give you like some different options of like items.
Mhm.
Like canonically, I'm gonna have this where these are items your characters are somewhat like have heard of or aware of. but
Yeah.
not maybe not fully like aware of like what's their capabilities.
Yeah.
Like obviously
Hmm.
all the like was it common stuff, you know what that is because it's common.
Yeah.
But uncommon, it's like, oh, I've heard of this. Like it does some stuff.
I could glean what a cloak of protection does.
I could
Exactly.
gather it.
It's a cloak that protects you. Ah, yes.
Oh, speaking of Mr. DM, when are we gonna have?
Yes.
Have we ever had a long rest yet? Question mark. Question
No,
mark.
because it's
quest?
been the same
Not yet.
day.
Oh,
No.
it's been the same day. Shit.
Yeah.
It's all just the one day, yeah.
A lot has happened. That's why I want a nap.
I request a nap as well.
Well, in the meantime, I like to go up to Mr. R.
Yes.
Would you happen to know where there's a priest or someone who could remove curses? I think I might have one from the dungeon.
I believe there's one local in the area, but he's a bit far. Let me pull up the map for a moment so that the DM can also pull up the map. Here we go. It's a big thing. Ooh. Okay, let's see. You're around here, so yeah, it's not too far off at the edge of the city. There's a few localized around here, but I would recommend the chapel near the southeast with Father Matthews. He normally specializes in magical, holy jibber jabber, but he'd be your man to talk to.
Thank you.
You contracted a
Aw.
curse? What?
I don't know. I touched a weird statue and I felt fine, but Alia heard the screams of the damned, so I'm assuming that's
Ah.
bad.
That's always a
Yeah.
good thing to hear.
Yeah.
Aw.
I can still hear them every time I look at him.
They've actually stopped.
They have.
Now it is just the sounds of people. How would I describe this? They're, you know, when you, when you see or when you've been punched in the stomach,
Just,
it's just the sounds of like people like groaning and like gasping, and just like calling out like there's no words. It's just yeah sounds.
Yeah, every time I look at him, there's some weird ass groan moan shit going on. Yeah. He got something from touching something. I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
it could be herpes, for all I know.
Damn.
Maybe even
I don't think that's how that
syphilis.
works.
But with that in mind, Mr. Mercer, is there anything you'd like to request?
Trying to think. Just add a character real quick. How much does a longsword +1 cost?
A longsword +1, that is a uncommon, if I'm
Yes.
correct. That's 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, uncommons are 50 GP.
Uncommons? Like the +1s?
Any uncommon item is 50 GP.
Well, no.
This is with Mr. Red's request.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
So the family discount.
Hey man,
Family.
family discount is a family discount.
Family.
Shut the fuck up.
family.
I was also thinking about that that cloak of billowing you were talking about. That just sounds funny in conjunction with the smoldering armor. It just sounds funny. Literally
you
become a
wanna get
Dark Souls
the-
character.
Do you want +1 rapier and the cloak of billowing?
No. I was thinking, could I request multiple items
Welcome
in
back,
one shot,
Moonlight.
basically? Two of the same item.
You can request one common and one uncommon if you wish.
Gotcha, one common, one uncommon. Okay. That's easy enough then.
What are the
I'm
funny
gonna-
commons you can buy? Let's see. Spell
Not
scroll,
many. There's not
potions
many.
of healing, potion of climbing. You can climb real good.
Potion of climb better forehead.
I just need to be like Samurai Jack. Jump good.
No,
Yes.
no jump
Wait.
good.
Wait, like you
I'm
should get a
good.
ring of X-ray vision. That's really funny.
Oh
Just
my
see
God, imagine.
everybody's
That's a
fucking
thing?
bones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Come, I'm looking at it.
Just see everyone's bones real quick.
Ring of X-ray vision. That's rare though. I can't do that, but that's funny. That's actually kind of funny.
Is it rare? Oh, it is rare. Scroll down too far, Sag.
Oh, that's a That's a wondrous item. Ignoring. How much would plate armor cost with our boy here?
Jesus fucking Christ.
What'd you find,
Just
John?
normal plate armor.
Yeah, there's regular plate armor. Because it's common.
Oh yeah. I was looking over the request for this one.
Motherfucker's
he's-
about to
It's
look
normally
at
it's more only peak. It's only peak money.
Motherfucker
He does
about to
raise an
look like
eyebrow. Where,
goddamn
well,
Beyonce.
normally for this one, it is around 1,000 gold pieces. But given that I have my connections and I have my sources, I'll still charge you, well, for something like this, maybe 100 gold pieces. And I'll make sure, well, 100 gold pieces for it to be delivered within the hour, or 50 gold pieces to have it delivered within a couple of days, and 25 gold pieces to have it delivered within a week.
I can have it now? Damn. Alrighty, I might have to request 2 items then. I'll pay a little bit of the extra tax. I'll go ahead and request a regular set of plate armor and then a longsword +1.
Just gonna
All right.
over. Honey, can I have the wallet?
I look at him and I hand Nicholas 100 gold pieces.
150 because of the sword.
It's gonna
Oh,
ring me up unless I,
150
Yeah.
gold pieces.
Yoink
And
is
for the
doink.
sword as well. Perfect. He takes that. He puts up his piece of the ear. It's me again. I require a +1 longsword, I think you said it was?
Yes.
Perfect, yep. +1 longsword. Excellent, thank you very much. And I'm also going to need some plate armor, and you pay for the 100, so I'll need it within the hour. Perfect, thank you very much.
I look
He
over
puts
it.
down.
This is just fucking Amazon. This is just
Let's
Amazon
go!
doing
Yeah,
same day
literally.
shipping.
I look
Hell yeah,
at
dude.
We have
Nick-
Prime.
exactly.
Hell yeah, baby.
I look at Nicholas
Speaking
and
about Amazon Prime,
Shut
did
the
you
fuck-
know with your Amazon
Shut the
Prime you
fuck
get a
up.
free stuff?
okay, I look over at Nicholas and I put my hand out. Any money you have, give it to me now before you lose it.
I'll be fine.
I'm not asking. I just
I'm
gave you
telling.
150 gold pieces.
Yes,
Bark it
this is
over.
a future investment for the amount of shenanigans we get ourselves into.
Fork over anything you have. Any of your gold. All I want is the gold. You can keep everything else.
I'm just gonna look at Mr. R and shrug.
Domestic
huh?
dispute.
Yeah, look at a lot of this. Look at a lot of these two.
Get a load of these
Yeah.
schmucks.
Give me your goddamn money. Honey bunny.
This, my good friend, is why I'm single. But anyway,
Give me your money, honey bunny.
I'm gonna give her 9 gold pieces and then look at Robert and say women.
Do you?
Women-
You don't
women
have
moment.
9 gold pieces. You have more than that.
Women
You
moment.
fuck ass.
I have more money in copper. Yes.
No. Keep your fucking copper. I take your 9 gold pieces.
Don't you have like over like 1,000 copper pieces?
Yeah, I have like 1,000 copper like
No,
4,500.
you have 4,500.
Yeah, I was saying, I have
Okay,
more
I
than
look-
copper.
dude.
I look over. How many copper pieces do you have, sweetheart?
Enough.
First off, I didn't yell this out loud. I mean, you don't know this shit.
No,
you
but
you were content.
But I'm asking him, how much money you got there?
He said so.
Copper. Yeah, I'll have
Give
a
me
lot
your
of copper.
copper.
No.
No. Emmy, you will be over encumbered so quickly.
Literally, you wouldn't be able to
I'm
carry
looking
any of
at
it.
Light's weight and it's not looking good.
Yeah, man.
I take his 9.
Oh my god, I just realized the coins take 90 fucking pounds, man.
Jesus fuck.
You have so many fucking coins.
To save you the pain, would you like to distribute the copper into gold with Mr. Red?
Yeah,
You're just looking-
4,500. That's about 45 gold then.
Basically,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, I'll exchange it for with my boy over here. 'cause
I hold
that's
my
all-
hand out
that's a
for the
lot.
gold.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna no,
Oh
I'm
yeah, you
pocketing that
should
shit.
have
Fuck
waited
you.
on that one.
Nah, fuck you. I'm pocketing that shit. It's my money.
My money.
Nicholas,
It's my
Do you
money
know-
that I
This ain't
stole
child
from
support,
the
bitch.
cultist of TMS.
Nicholas, do you know how much? Do you know how much that is on our house payment?
It's enough.
Do you know? Do you know?
So,
It's enough. Plus, we
Yeah,
need
With
the
all
money.
of
that's
that-
the domestic abuse. Mr. R is trying to segue us
Yeah.
out.
This isn't
please.
domestic abuse. This
With,
is because my fucking husband's an idiot.
Sorry, domestic dispute.
Domestic. Hold on.
Domestic,
With all of that distributed and for all the orders established, is there anything else you would like to ask from Mr. R, or would you like to head downstairs?
I'd like to head downstairs.
Okay.
Is that a
After,
character real
shaking
quick?
his
Have
hand
we
and
at
saying
all?
thank you.
Yeah,
Of
out of
course.
character, real quick. Have we at all decided on what route we're gonna take in terms of the developing on the inn itself?
Not yet.
Not
You
yet,
can
'cause
actually
we were
talk
gonna
about that
talk
with
to-
Mr. R now if you wish.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
okay.
also thinking we should talk to the captain and see what he wants us to do.
I mean, we could always just bring up the idea with Robert and just tell him, hey, once we get back, we can start developing this.
Yeah, once we know.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
could, but you can make
Yeah.
the decision now if you wish, like what you'd actually would like to start with, and he'll give you the information of what's required.
well, as an RTS player of the highest order here, I do have a route we take.
My vote's for the betting.
All right.
Went for the betting.
Yes.
I was actually gonna say the band, because my
Money.
mindset on this one is exactly money flow. The place needs more money, better atmosphere, more customers, and we have money flowing. And now we have a bigger source of money to pull from. We can invest into the other ones as well,
I want a good night's sleep.
or get a good night's sleep anyways.
No. We're not gonna get 2d4 plus proficiency temp hit points from sleeping.
We'll live without that as long as we have more money. More money in our pockets means
And
more shit we
also-
can require.
It should be like easier to do that, so that it should be a very quick job than trying to track down musicians and convince them to hey. Can you
Who
please
says
work
we need
here?"
to get a? I mean, who says we need to get a full band? At the
That's
start, we only need
That's
to...
what the book said.
Yes, but I'm saying just at the start to get the work flowing, we hire one, maybe two people, let them play music, let them do their thing there, and as they're
Coughs, I'm a
generating money
bard.
for the place, we throw that money back into the betting and then to the bar, and then boom, we're starting the money flow.
We need to
More
be
money
actively
equals more things.
playing to get the money. They don't generate us the money. They generate
y-
money for the tavern. We
Yeah.
have to physically
Exactly.
be playing in the afternoon, and
I-
then
That's
we
what
get
I
the-
mean.
And the
That's what I
problem is
mean.
I
More
have to be
money for the
playing, so
tavern
you
to
lose
float.
you lose the thing because I'm the bard. I'm one of the people in the band automatically. I kind of have to
No.
be
You
there.
have to be.
No,
don't have
no,
to
you
be.
don't. We get.
Yeah, but
we
then
get
there's
another
no.
Group.
Yeah, but
When
if
we
then
want gold, then you do your own performance, and because there's more people at the bar because of they know that there's sometimes a ban on a weekly performance. That's how we get money.
wouldn't
You
it make more sense if I was there doing it? Because then there'd be consistent money that we're making. Because I can split what I make. Because you forget I have. I think. Hold on. What is it? I have expertise in fucking performance.
Well, there's that, but I'm just saying, like, because
So,
of the fact that the
how
tavern
does
needs
the-
money, we can generate more money for the tavern, because then that can be funneled back into investing into restoring it. I'm
So-
just saying, it's a feedback loop here.
Mr. DM, how does the money
Yes.
work for the quest again? I know it's something to do with the dice, and I can't remember.
For this quest in particular, it's
isn't it a
So-
D20 plus proficiency?
Yes.
Times two.
I thought it was a performance roll times 2.
it's
Performance.
performance,
Performance roll times
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
performance plus your proficiency, and then multiply by 2. That's if you manage to level it up to level 3. So for
Okay.
each of them, in order to gain their benefits, they have to be leveled up to level 3.
Okay.
Yes, but again, investing the money, more money in the system, more money to
I
go
was just saying
back
that we
into
should do
tavern
the
anyway.
bets because the bets is a good one to put our toes in the water to feel out what it will take, and it should be the quickest to level up. And I'm gonna say it now, temp hit points are temp hit points. They're fucking goated with the sauce, so I'm just saying I would like temp hit points.
I'm
before
not
we get
denying
money,
that it's a bad
because
thing.
you can't use money if you're dead.
You're right, but if we get more money flowing into the system, who knows? Maybe we can convince Robert
The
to
bet-
give us better deals because he's gonna have more money to throw around.
Any of the upgrades gets more money flowing into the tavern.
Yes,
That's the
but
whole
with
point.
the
So
band,
even
but with
doing
the
it
band,
the
it's
beds, we
direct.
also. So is the beds because more people would be willing to actually stay overnight at the inn because the beds won't be bad and
I'd
like
like to point
hurt their
out
back.
that during all this discussion, like Robert just has like a tear in his eye that you're discussing about helping the tavern, and he's like, "Thank you all."
I look at
You
Robert.
we can't make money for people if we're dead.
I look at Robert and I
We're
say,
not dying out here trying to get a band together.
I
We're
look
just
at
gonna put some posters
We're
out like
gonna
we're
do
hired.
other things besides the band, and I would like us to be safe when fighting the dead 3 cultists.
Can
be
y'all
fine.
pause the argument for like 4 seconds so I can talk to Robert?
Go ahead.
No!
Miss Alia, yes.
Look at Robert and I say, if we can't start the band quest, you'll always have me for music because these guys can't fucking settle their shit over here. They're fucking whipping out their dicks and measuring at this point. You will always have me for music, so whenever you need, free of charge, just let me know until we can get the band going. Because these guys can't figure it out.
Going insane. I think I hear voices. Hold on.
No, that's just you.
I'm hearing shit.
I'm hearing someone talking and laughing. Hold on.
Are you sure
Holy
you're not?
Holy
give me a
shit,
second.
that is...
I'm making sure I'm
Yeah?
not going insane.
He's going insane.
My man's going schizo.
You guys need to figure it the fuck out.
I'm just saying, more money in the system. I mean, yes, the beds is gonna help us physically, but I'm just saying more money going
But
through because
We're
when it
not
comes
even
to the band,
considering the bar here. We're not even considering option number fucking 3.
we got Oleg,
Yeah.
man. We got
Yeah, but-
Oleg cooking back there. My man's cooking with the stove. He's fine. The bar
Okay.
can live. In terms of, because most important things between everything, yes, the bar is there, but it's still intact and it's still functional. So we don't have
Yes.
to worry about the bar right now. The bar is still functional at its core. If it wasn't functional, we have to prioritize that. However,
By technicality, like Mr. Red does pipe in terms of the requirements for each of the 3. The beds are functional. They are like sustainable. That you can sleep in there like for a couple of days. But he's planning on improving them in terms of like their size and their comfort, so that like people get like a better experience from them. In terms of the band, he knows a couple of people that normally play like around like specific types of like music or instruments. He can give them a call, but you guys will have to hunt them down and talk to them. They are all in the city. And then in terms of the bar, it's more or less like retrieving specific alcohols and specific like ingredients and materials in order to improve it.
so exactly.
The
so
bar's
tavern-
technically the easiest out of all of them because it's just
Oh, well-
retrieval.
Really,
No, I still
not
think
really.
beds are the
All 3 of
easiest.
them have
Or-
some form of retrievable mission in order to conduct.
Yeah, but
Right.
one is just talking to people. Getting the band is the easiest one. It's just talking to people, and we
yeah, but we
literally
also have
have
to hunt the people, and then also people are fickle.
some people are fickle, yes, but hunting people down is the easiest part. We just gotta ask, hey, do you know where this person's playing? If they're common enough in the city, people are gonna know. Oh yeah, they're gonna be playing at this place tonight.
I'm letting y'all
What's
figure
on
this one
decision?
out. Y'all can whip the dicks out and measure here.
Give me a second. Light, heads or tails?
Tails.
Fuck.
We're getting the band back together.
Forget the band.
Yeah, boy.
So I look at Robert and I ask him, so do I count as one of the musicians for the band?
No, of course you do. You're one of the best musicians in the bar.
Fuck you. So you got one of the fuckers, now we need 2 more.
Well,
Fucking
in actuality, he says that he knows 3 people that can be part of the band.
Perfect. And then we can have a retaining ensemble.
All I do is I look down, I shimmy my corset a little bit to hike the girls up, and I'm like, time to do bard things.
So you're going with the band option, are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
John
So,
reluctantly says yes.
Bonnie.
locking into the band part, he gives you extra information in regards to setting up the band. So he has the location of 3 of the musicians in question. It's down to you guys to find them and retrieve them back into the tavern and convince them to do some weekly performances. Apart from that, some of them might not have their instruments because some of them might have like decided to leave the music life as a whole. There's that, and then there's advertising the whole you're going to be performing like out like to the public and to gather some patrons weekly. So the first level is retrieving the 3 musicians. The second level is retrieving their instruments. And then the third level is advertising for enough patrons to gather around the area, and then start the performance itself.
Question, do we have to do them in set levels? Do we have to go like, ba?
Now you can do them like in specific like different orders if you want.
Okay. Hear me out. Hear the words. We talk to the people. Alright?
Well, yeah, that's where
Then we
had-
advertise it to get some fucking hype up, right? Because then the people know that this is coming on a specific day and they're like, oh shit, fuck yeah, people are playing, yeet, and then we go get their instruments.
Yeah, but what if we run into troubles and we're not able to get all the instruments in time? Wouldn't that just make a
Worst case scenario, we
feedback?
go out of character. We got Amazon Prime. We'll just get them another fucking instrument.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a gross overuse.
we got
of
Amazon
their
Prime.
abilities.
Use what
Mr.
you have
Reg.
on hand.
Mr. Red pipes up that you've made your requests and his transports are already underway with your specific items. To request any more items, he'll need a day in order to prepare his transportation.
More than enough time. It'll still take us some time to get the people there, anyways, and to prep everything up. So more than enough time.
If
During this, there's a knock on the door.
Nick knock.
As Mr. Red pipes up, like, "Oh, come in." As a robed individual, well, not completely robed up, but an individual walks in where he's wearing he's trying to cover up the armor and the dark, sort of clothing wrapped around under his body, but his hood is down. As he steps in with a box in his hand, as he walks over to Mr. Red, places the box onto the table, bows in respect, and walks out. As Mr. Red thanks him for his service, as soon as the door closes, you actually hear a bit of a whoosh and a click before the door eventually closes behind. As he opens up from the box and takes out the scroll for you, Alia.
Nice, yoink.
Nice.
He hands that over to you. So that's the first order established and finished, because that was the
Yes.
simplest. Whereas
look-
the other two might take a couple of hours or might take the day, depending on the transportation.
I
Because
look
it's
at
the one guy doing it.
I look
Oh,
at
the poor guy.
Elric and I say, now we have a free spot in case we need an instrument. Cause all I needed was that one scroll. I don't need anything else yet.
Let's not
Mr.
overwork the poor guy.
Sorry?
I was just gonna say, let's not overwork the poor guy. He's got probably other.
Oh, well, he
orders
gets
from other
paid to
people.
do this.
Yeah, but I still
Mr.
feel- I
Mr.
still
Red
feel
did
bad.
pay him with the gold that you gave him. Where
Yeah, I
the
still
gold
feel
that you
bad
gave.
for him.
Ah, well, yeah. But he does pipe up that if you are planning on gathering the instruments, I think it is important to establish what specific instruments you'll be looking for, depending on the musician you wish to retrieve.
Yep.
There are three in question, and he pulls out these. He pulls out the ledger that he had given you, and he flicks through the pages. There is. Let me see here. It's been a while since I've looked back at these old three. We actually used to be old friends before I initially established the tavern itself. I knew them way back when I was just a youngin', learning how to put together the bar. But let me see here.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Think, thunk, thinkity thunk,
So,
think.
there is Arabella. She is 18 years old, and she is a human cleric before she initially decided to become a musician, of course. So, she's hanging around near enough with the churches, the same location that I given to you in terms of ridding that particular curse that you might have afflicted with you. She is quite the chatter. She'll talk your ear off in terms of wanting to get back into music and wanting to, perform as much as she can. She is, let's see here. Oh, she generally travels from place to place, and he kind of remarks at this one point. Oh, I see why now she's at the church. Okay.
She needs some
You got-
Jesus.
He closes the book when you say that, and he's like, maybe do her last. As he pulls back.
Is there a reason?
Why?
Can you tell me? I'm
I
a
need to-
bard. Nothing
I need to
scares
go
me.
to the church.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I look at Mr. R and I set my hand on his and I look him deep in his eyes. Mr. R, please, I beg you.
Make a persuasion check.
Alrighty, persuasion bard moment.
Yay!
11. It rolled over from a 1. It was almost a critical fail there.
I was really waiting for it.
It's my phone. That's what's fucking making noise. He just looks over to you and he's just like, I'm sorry. You'll find out when you get to the church. It's nothing too bad. It's just awkward, really. I believe, with your charismatic personality, you might have a better chance with this one in particular.
Alright, we're going to the church first because we gotta cure this fucker.
Now, before you continue on, I do have the other two here. He pulls up the other one. Keisha. He
Sure.
is 31 years old, and he is of the lizard folk.
I love a good lizard man.
He is found near the fish markets down the docks, probably the same place in which you originally came across with Captain Zodge. He generally keeps to himself. He's not too rowdy when it comes to the public, though he does have a loyalty to his new esteemed trading business, so convincing him to get back into the band might be a bit more difficult, but I'm sure you'll think of something.
I look at Elric. Hey, Mr. Bartering Man. That's your gig.
I'm not a barterer. What? I'm a cook. What?
I'm just talking about you in general. You like to heckle, and I love.
No? That's not how bartering works. You don't heckle people to barter.
I'm gonna heckle you. I look over at Nicholas. Do you want to try this one then?
Or we
Why-
could just
why not
do them all one at a time
you?
all together.
But I'm talking about that, but who's gonna lead the shit? I would rather
We'll have to
not
figure that out.
parade my persuasion is gonna fucking go good.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yep, work it out on the
He's
Who's
ground.
last
looking
one,
through the
Mr. R?
pages for the last one. As he comes across this one. Oh, I remember doing some work for this man. This is Dasso. He is 65 years old, and he is a Lightfoot halfling. I believe he's working within the city as a locksmith. From what I can remember, his business is not too far from here. He probably would be the closest. Though, given his reputation, let me see. Yes, that. He has a bit of a disdain towards the poor. I know it's really rude to say out loud, but he's come from a very privileged lifestyle. He's a very upper class individual. He rarely speaks to commoners unless it's for business or requires, his skills and such. He's generally a bit of a sarcastic asshole, but you'll get used to his kind of humor. But that seems to be the three in general. So, which one are you going to first?
We're gonna take this motherfucker to the church. Get this man cleaned.
Yeah.
Cleanse his
Alright.
soul with the power of the gods.
Did everyone note down the names?
Hold up.
I
Keisha?
need the first name. I just need the first name. I jotted down the other two.
Al. Did you forget it?
So I just need the first one, because I just forget the first name. I do remember Keisha and Dasso.
I know it's an AL.
It's Alia.
No.
Oh,
I believe it was Alcuso was the first one, was it?
No.
I'm not talking
Al-
already forgot the
Hold
name.
on, let me go back in the VOD.
Go ahead.
Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah, you have this recorded. Nice one.
Yes, hold on, let me go back.
Oh, we have Alkisa and Keisha. Fun.
It's not Alkeisha, I don't think. Hold up.
Church,
Wow, no. Wow, no.
Parentheses, weird question mark?
It won't let me actually go into the VOD for whatever reason. Why?
Let me see if I can actually go back there. Hold on.
Hey, anybody in chat who is listening, help!
No.
This is your time to shine!
Never
No, let us suffer.
Obana? I remember it starting with an A. Hold on. Hold up.